Hello, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, and since you're very close to exam, I deem it fit to make this video on the best way to present your exam answers. So in this video, I will be talking about the best way to present your exam answers, because most times students have problem with the way they present their exam answers. They have issues with the way they present their exam answers, and you can see a student with a very good point, like with good points to write, just the manner of presentation will lower the mark. So I'll be addressing what you are to do in your upcoming exam, and trust me, if you apply everything I'm going to say here, you are going to blast this exam. You are going to blast this exam. You don't need to know every single thing in a course to get an A, but what you know, what do you do with it? How do you develop on the point you have already? So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. That's what I'm going to talk about. And before I go into that, please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel so you can be getting exclusive content like this. And react to this video, like this video, forward it to your friends also, so they don't make the same mistake they've been making. All right, so I will be talking on some things you need to do in the exam hall, how to present your exam answers, and how do you present your exam answers. All right, so basically the first thing I'm going to talk about, once you're giving your exam sheet, once you're giving your exam question paper, you know, most persons getting into the hall, they'll be very tensed. They were relaxed, so but once they get into the exam hall, that tension will come. They will become very tense, and they'll end up forgetting what they've read or what they intended to write. They end up forgetting it, which is bad. It's bad. It's very bad that you spend the whole night reading and spend the whole time reading, getting into the exam hall. You see questions which you naturally know, but you're not able to answer because of you've forgotten. Tension, because of tension, you've forgotten. So the very first thing you do when you get into the exam hall is to be as relaxed as possible, because if you're not relaxed, you'll not be organized. It will show in your answer booklet. Trust me, if you're not relaxed in the exam hall, you cannot organize your points. So feel relaxed. After all, nobody's killing anybody, so just feel relaxed, feel comfortable, feel bold. You understand? Feel, I don't know, but once you get into the exam hall, feel as relaxed as possible. 100% composure. 100% composure. So you have to just relax. Nobody is killing anybody, nobody is beating anybody, so just relax. Just relax. Take a deep breath and release. Take a deep breath, release. Take a deep breath, release, and just calm down. The exam is not difficult. That's something you should know. All right, so other than that, you are starting your exam now, and as you're starting, the first thing and the very first thing to do is to read the instruction. This one I'm holding my ears. Why most students fail is not because they don't write, but they fail to read the instruction. And in an exam, the most important thing is read the instruction. That's one of the most important things to do in an exam. So the very first thing before you even start to answer anything is read the instruction carefully. Read the instructions carefully. Let's assume the instruction says, you know, most students say because they don't keep the instruction, not because they don't write well. This one have been a leading cause of failure in the university system. They fail to read the instruction, or they fail to understand what the instruction is saying, and because of that, they fail what they've written well. Let's take, for example, the exam is set in, let's say, 4 sections. Section A, Section B, Section C, and Section D. And you are asked to answer 5 questions in total. 5 questions in total. But the instruction also says answer at least 1 question from each section. I'm using this for example. If the instruction says answer 5 questions in total, answering at least one from each section. What that simply means is you answer in each of the section, you answer at least one. But if you answer one from each section, you agree with me that you've answered 4 questions successfully. But the question says answer 5. The instruction says answer 5. So you pick any other one from any section. Good, you've kept to the instruction. But most students, maybe they know all the questions in section A and they don't know anyone in section D. So they answer everything in section A, answer some in section B, section C, but they will not answer anything in section D. You failed. You failed because that you only be marked for the right question in section A. The extra question you answer, you are not having any mark for it. The section D you left empty, you are losing everything because you didn't write anything. So that mark, each section have mark attached, allocated to it. So you have to attend all sections if the instruction says so. So what do you do if you know all the questions in section A, but you don't know equations in section D or something? Pick at least one from each of the section, whether you know it or not, and write something there. Write something on it. But I'll tell you one important thing you need to do as a cheat. Another thing you need to do after reading the instruction carefully before you answer any question is read the question carefully. Some persons, let's say the question says list the factors affecting drug metabolism. Let me use that example. Maybe that is the question. List the factors that affect drug metabolism, and you did not read the question where once you see drug metabolism you start writing, and you didn't pay attention if the numbers of factors were given in the question. Maybe the question says list 7 factors that affect drug metabolism, and you just, once you see drug metabolism factors, you start to write, maybe write 2, 3 without keeping to the instruction. Read the question carefully. Don't be in a haste. I'm not saying you should waste time. I'm not saying you spend your time on something that does not matter in the exam, but read the question carefully. Ensure you understand the question before you start answering. Don't be in a haste to write down rubbish. So that's another thing. The next thing is, after reading the question carefully, plan your answers. Some persons, they have this problem a lot. They don't plan their answers. I'll talk about OBJ exams, but I'm talking about AC questions first. Plan your answers. How do you plan your answer? You've read the question, you've understood the question. The most important thing is how you present your answer, because the lecturer is not in your mind. The lecturer is not in your mind, so the lecturer will not come to your mind and mark. How you present your answer is what matters. You can jot down some stuff you write and start with the most important points first. You know, some persons, they do this a lot. They go into the exam hall, and when they're answering, in their first paragraph, they will first of all talk story. Maybe the question is define photosynthesis, and in their first paragraph they will not say photosynthesis. They will not say plants are green because they have chlorophyll, blah 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 blah. Then maybe at the middle somewhere they will not define the photosynthesis. You've not done what they asked you to do. Put your key point in the first paragraph. Take note of this one. Put your key points, the key point that answers the question, in the main paragraph. If you want to say any other thing, let it come after that. Don't hide your points in between, because the truth is that people are plenty. The lecturer might not have the time to read everything word to word. Once he reads the first paragraph and not making sense, this one is writing rubbish. Maybe your main point is there, but it's hidden. So write your key points in the very first paragraph before you can write any other statements. Alright. Okay, so please don't look at my eyes too much, because I'm seriously ill right now. But since the exam is starting tomorrow, if you're watching this video today, the exam is starting tomorrow, so I decided to leave my bed to make this video, but I'm ill, so pray for me also. Alright, so that's that. So plan your answers very well. Plan your answers very well before you start writing. Okay, the next thing is focus on the most important information. That's where key points come in. You identify key points and focus on the most important information needed by the lecturer. The lecturer does not need story. Then another thing is, which I have to emphasize on this one, is write the best you know first. If you have 5 questions, it's not compulsory you start from number 1. You get? It's not compulsory that you start from number 1. You don't say because number 1 question is there, you must start from number 1. Once the lecturer, some persons, once they see the question, they'll write number 1, and as they write number 1, maybe they don't know that particular question, they'll just copy the question back, open the next page, leave space like that, open the next page and go to the one they know. Once a lecturer opens your script and sees the first page empty, you've given impression already. They say first impression matters a lot. You've given that lecturer an impression that you know nothing. You first page you are writing, or you write nonsense because you don't know the question. You don't have good idea of the question very well. You've given that lecturer impression, so the lecturer might not be marking your other answers with good mind again, because you've given first impression. You see, maybe the first page you left space, like you wrote almost nothing. Then the next question, you know it very very well, and you wrote full page, you wrote. The lecturer might just look at it and say, if you read all this long things writing nice nonsense, so it's nonsense, because you've given that lecturer a bad impression already. So it is not compulsory that you must start from question number 1. All you have to do is pick the question you can answer best. This one is a cheat to buy the lecturer's mind. This is a cheat to buy the lecturer's mind. Choose the question you can answer best. Maybe let's say the question you can answer best is question 5. Start there, write it boldly. Question 5. Because most persons don't know how to number your work. You answer question 5 because you're answering the first, you now write question 1. That's wrong. Some lecturers will not even go and look for it. Once they see question 1 and it's not the answer to the question, you have gone, or it's gone already. The mark is gone already. Small things. So write it boldly. Question 5. If you are starting with question 5, then you start to give them point by point. You give them. By the time the lecturer reads that first question, and you're hitting the nail at the head. How did they used to say it? The nail at the head. And you're hitting it very well. The lecturer will just be nodding, yes, be giving you marks. Then the next one, the next question you should answer should be the one you know next. Arrange it in that hierarchy. The one you know best, the one you know next, the one you know next. See, the one you don't know, or the one you know little or nothing about. You'll see that the one you know little about and you wrote a little thing, the lecturer might just say, this my friend. He will not mark you with bad mind, because you've already created the impression that you already know. So always start with the question you know best. Next one, let me address the one that most students, I know you'll be shocked in this one, some of you. Some persons, they make this mistake even in the final year. This is what you have to do in answering exam question. Each new question should be on a fresh page of your answer booklet. What I mean by that is, if this is your answer booklet, let's assume this is your answer booklet. And since this is your answer booklet, and you write here question 1 or question 5, since I've been using question 5, let me use question 5, and you have question 5 here. The next thing you have to do is answer the question there. Maybe question 5 takes only 3 lines, and you are done with the question 5. Don't start question 6 or any other question on that same page. Open to a fresh page and write the next question. Some persons, they fix all their questions in the same page. They fix all their questions, most of their answers in the same page. Lecturers will not be looking for it. The truth is that it is not only one lecturer that marks your script. Most times what is done is a lecturer will mark his own part and send it to the next lecturer to mark his own part, his or her own part. So if a lecturer is open and maybe you wrote question 5 here, you answer it. You wrote question 6 here, you answer it. And a lecturer is opening and they've seen red pen here already. The lecturer might not bother to check. They've marked this page. So always start, and you see you wrote well, but you are saying rubbish code. Some of your questions are not marked sometimes because you are jam packing it in each other. So always start, even if it's one line you use in answering one, open to the next page, write the next question. See, you paid for your answer sheet. I hope you know. You paid for your answer sheet. You paid for your answer sheet. It's in your school fees, but you don't know. So don't say you are minimizing space. Minimizing space or what? Don't say you are minimizing space. If you need extra sheet, carry, even if it's 10, they will give it to you. I'm not saying you should carry 10 extra sheet. What are you writing, brother? Alright, so that's that. I've adjusted some stuff here. Please, if you are just joining, click on the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button. React to this video. See, I'm using sickness to do this video because I wanted to succeed. I wanted to go into the exam and succeed. I wanted to go and blast your exam. If not, a day like today, I would have skipped this video because of my health. Alright, so another thing I will talk about is time management. You see, most students, they know the answer, but they end up not finishing because of time. The truth is, the time you are given in the exam hall is enough. All you need to do is organize yourself. Most students, once they get into the exam hall and their time has started, they spend some of their time doing nothing, just looking at the question, looking around. Or once they get their question, they see question, they look, hey, I know this one, I know number 1, I know number 2, number 3, see what I read last, number 4, yes, I will blast this exam. And they use 15 minutes. Oh boy, see that thing we read, oh boy. Brother, sister, your time is going. Once you're giving your exam paper and they've said start, you don't have you started. What are you waiting for? Wasting time for? Look at the question, go through the question, check the one you can answer best, and start immediately. Don't waste time because there's no time. There's no time to check time, no time to waste, no time to be lingering around. But so that's that. So time management, manage your time properly. I will always recommend you go into the exam hall with your watch. Please, not smartwatch, because they will seize it from you. If it's smartwatch, they will seize it from you. Even if it's not smartwatch, I remember one of the exams I wrote, and the lecturer came into the hall and sees all the watch that was looking like smartwatch, whether it is smartwatch or not. So I would prefer you go with this type of analog watch, because this one everybody will know that is not smartwatch. Or any watch at all that does not look like a smartwatch, because they don't trust you people anymore. Don't trust you people anymore. Okay, so why will you go with a watch there? You go with a watch so that you can time yourself. So if you are to answer 5 questions and you are given 2 hours, it's 2 hours, that's 120 minutes. How do I divide this 120 minutes within 5 questions? So you divide the 120 minutes into 5 questions, and you see how many minutes you have to spend on each question, so you don't end up spending the whole time on one question and the other ones are suffering. So if you are doing that and the time you allocated for one question have elapsed, you move to the next question, give space, move to the next question, and when you are done, there's the time you go back to it. Alright, so another one is very important. Write legibly. This one, you must not have good fine handwriting. Myself, I don't have fine handwriting. I don't have fine handwriting. But in the exam hall, I will sit down and construct my handwriting where let it be legible. Anybody can read. The blind can read. Anybody can read. Some persons, as if you are writing doctor's handwriting. So that people will see your hand in the exam hall and do a machine. Oh man, all those things does not matter. Write legibly. Write where. Calm down and write where. Because if they don't see your handwriting, most lecturers are tempted to give extra mark when they see fine handwriting. Arrange your points with fine handwriting. Brothers, and sisters, the type of mark you get, you yourself will be shocked. It's fine handwriting. Not the one they'll be struggling. The one they'll be struggling to see. They wear eyeglass. It's not working. They wear another one on top. It's not still. They are not still seeing it clearly. No matter how you write well, your mark will reduce automatically because you are stressing them. So ensure you sit down and write your points out clearly. Clearly. You get that? So that's one thing that most students do. They say they write well. They are not seeing your handwriting. Let me just tell you in your face. They are not seeing your handwriting. So right away, you must not have a beautiful handwriting, but calm down and write. Let them see what you're writing. That's the most important thing. If they can see what you're writing, that's the most important thing. Good. All right, so write legibly. Okay, another one is feel free to express your mind on paper. Some persons in essay questions, you are giving the question. You should know the difference between list, enumerate, outline, state, write short notes on, discuss, explain. You should know the difference. List 5 factors that affect drug metabolism. Number 1, you always start like this. Don't just go straight to. Once they say list 5 factors and you're not to copy the question back, some of you do that. You're wasting time. Nobody cares. If the question is question 5 and they say list 5 factors that affect drug metabolism, right there, question 5. Then don't just write number 1, you write the factor. Start like this. The 5 factors that affect drug metabolism are column. You see, once anybody sees that, they will know this person is very reasonable. The 5 factors that affect drug metabolism are as follows, column. Then you now enter number 1. And don't write below the margin. How do you say it? Outside the margin. Don't write there. Even your numbering should be inside, not outside. Don't write anything outside the margin. Write everything you're writing should be inside. Even your numbering. Now, you write number 1, maybe age. Number 2, sex. Factors that affect drug. So the factors that affect drug metabolism are solos. You hook them. Number 3, number 4, number 5. You're done with that. If the question says write short notes on, it's different from list. Enumerate and list. If the question says explain, brothers and sisters, anything you know at it, and I would the IMC thought of writing exam questions. Don't press your. You have the point. Nobody board answer. Class, put down your understanding. To write. This is your pen. It's your pen. Feel free to write. Feel free to express your mind on paper. Discuss. Write about it. If it's short notes, it should not be long. Showing this equation is the IMC method. I is introduction, M is the main point, that's the body paragraph, and C is the conclusion. So learn to write in paragraphs. So you can write the introduction, attention, and the main point. It should contain the introduction should not you are bush, and it should be like 1 or 2 sentences. The introduction, 1 or 2 sentences. Do you want an example? Let's take for example. You are asked to explain which example do I use? Let's say the fate, FATE. You're asked to discuss the fate of xenobiotics metabolism. Or let me use a general example everybody can get. If the question says discuss the reasons why boys are just. So I'm just using that for example. It concerns you. Why boys are more industrious than girls? They say discuss the reasons why boys are more industrious than girls. All you have to do, if that is the question and you have to start your introduction, 1 to 2 sentences. 1 to 2 sentences, okay. So you can decide to start like this: living in a world where industrialization have taken over, boys seem to be more advanced than girls when it comes to, something like that. You are done. It shouldn't be long. It just, then your main paragraph is where you calm down and state all your points. Then the last paragraph, conclusion, should be also 1 to 2 sentences. I just hope you get that clearly. Don't IMC method, introduction, main points, conclusion does not apply in all questions. It's not when they ask you to list, you say you do introduction first before main point and see conclusion. No. Okay, so please subscribe to this channel. Click on the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button and react to this. I'm doing this with a headache. Alright, so the next one is check your work. I think I will be ending this video very soon, but let me touch the major things first. Check your work. After writing your exam, some persons, they just go and submit. You just finish and go and submit. How? You still have time. So 30 minutes into the exam, you are going to submit so that they will hear you BJS. Nonsense. All those things does not matter. Sit down. In fact, myself, I prefer to use all my time because it's my time. When you are done, sit down, go through your work. You see silly mistakes and you'll not be wondering, when did I make this type of mistake? So always go through all your answers again. Always go through all your answers again. So you see silly mistakes and you'll be wondering, when did you make this one? That's the time to correct that mistake. So always go through your work. Don't be in a haste. Another thing, if you are cancelling, don't do like this. Don't be cancelling. Make your cancelling neat. 1 line is okay. It's okay to cancel because you are a human being, you can make mistakes, but 1 line is okay. Let me talk about this one. Even if you attack me here, you see why most persons fail or they don't do well is duplication of work, malpractice. That's the leading cause of failure, malpractice. Take for example, if you are writing and your seatmate is writing the same thing from you, and your seatmate have another seatmate too, the person is writing the same thing too from that seatmate. What do you think now? When you are submitting your paper, you used to write original copy on it, then the other one photocopy. No. What if they mark the person's own first? Once they mark the person's own first, maybe the person wrote very well, copied very well, and somebody that is copying, the handwriting used to be very neat because the person, they calm down, copy them. They mark the person's own first, they mark the next person's own, and it's the same thing. The lecturer might overlook. Then the third person, maybe is now you. Say, oh, all these children, they are copying each other, and because of that, maybe marks you down, and you are the original owner. But since there is no original copy on this, you are not the victim. So that's the case. That's what happens when they said, even me, I got C in this course. Even the person that copied from me got A. That's exactly what happens. That's what happens in cases like that. So please, anything you're doing, personally, I don't support malpractice because it's bad. So all you have to do is be self-confident, because first of all, that's what makes you to engage in malpractice. You lack self-confidence. Have self-confidence. Another thing is, which I will say lastly. Okay, let me talk about this before I conclude. Those of you answering OBJ questions, for those answering OBJ questions, use elimination method. Remove obviously wrong options. obviously wrong options, and you'll be left with one or two. Then choose between those one or two. All right, so that's that. Now I've mentioned some things here. I say write the best you know first. Your best question should be on the first page, your first page. Then each answer should start from a fresh page. Then write legibly. I've said feel free to express your mind on paper. Check your work before you submit. Read the instructions carefully. Read the questions, understand before you start to answer. Focus on the main points. Stay calm and manage your time wisely. Another thing is, some persons, they after writing very well, they fail to write their math number. They forget to write their math number. Maybe they write on their name. As a university student, nobody knows your name. The most important thing is your math number. Whether you write your name or not, nobody cares. But your math number should be the first thing you write once you're giving your answer booklet. Write your math number. I've seen this several times. Somebody will write to a no math number. So why would they record the score? Say they forgot. How? That should be the very first thing. Because if you write 7 and 8 and you don't write your math number, who will they give the score? They will not start to look for you. Are you in secondary school? So write your math number the first thing. As the very first thing, write your math number. So you don't hear stories that touch. Or you will not answer the question, then you will leave it that when you are done, you will not write your math number. What if there is no time and they now carry the paper from you, no math number? The little one you've written is gone. Please do where to write your math number. If you have any challenge, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section. Please make sure you rest also before the exam. Make sure you rest before the exam. I think my eyes, this one is bigger than this one. I've been serious headache, terrible headache since yesterday. So I will be ending the video here. I love you all, and I would like you to I would like to see you succeed in this your upcoming exam. All you have to do is relax, pray also, pray for God to help you, and I believe you succeed. Excellence Simplified, which is you were, and I anticipate your success stories. Do well to leave nice comments in the comment section. Leave nice comments, because that's what motivates me to do more videos. So when you subscribe, when you react to my videos, when you comment on my videos, it's make me know that I'm not alone. So please do well to leave nice comments in the comment section, and I wish you success in your upcoming exam. This exam, you will blast it like never before. Trust me, you'll blast it like never before. Like you'll be shocked when you see your results. Your result of A's. I wish you success and have a nice exam. Click on the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. If you have any question, I'll be responding to questions in the comment section. So drop any challenge you have, anything you'd like to know about the exam, drop it in the comment section and I'll respond. Love you. I didn't do himself. This one not reasonable. Okay, how do I do them like this? I love you. Well done.